Всем привет! Мы продолжаем проходить сюжет ивента. Осталась у нас вторая глава и третья. Так, сейчас. Так, и где она? А, вот она.
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Really? Wow. The desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face. Has anyone finished this round?
Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet?
I circled the whole area, but I didn't find anything. But I did have the chance to think some more about that thing that... Well, my fellow Ritaohist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons. And maybe a lot, but be that as it may, I believe that a lot, and I want to live up to their expectations.
Huh? But doesn't think...
Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, that may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me...
Well, that's great!
Also, now that I've relaxed, I think I'll just... But the competition isn't over yet.
Wait! You're...
Good to see you too. Ooh, it's nice to be out. Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be... Let me see. Looks like she's basically gathered all the... Come with me, you two.
Зашибись, латик. И съел.
Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena. Plus, now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think. This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore...
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once she's got her... Will you be staying here for a while? Or are you going to check on the other...
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa.
Look, perhaps they're about to find the last disruptor. Also, speaking...
Huh? Why do you say that?
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's still... who knows? He must be... but back to the topic of wrapping up.
Oh, true. Okay. Kaveh and Barozan were super confident at the...
Я могу так.
But between the two of them, who's going to get there first? Let's head over quick.
Ай, блядь. Давай пещерного крана. Хоть чё отгрузить там, блядь?
Should be around here.
Finally found it.
Снова вместе, зашибись.
Kave? Are you?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have...
Faruzan, Kave! Oh, looks like Layla's already done.
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time.
Tainari and Hakai forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. You two are, huh? That's weird. Didn't you start?
Yes. I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I fell down pretty deep and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the
That's...
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time?
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. When I woke up, it was already night. I used the last of my...
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? You said you were familiar with the desert. The way you handled problems...
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. The way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either.
Youths these days. Each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. What is it, youngster? You seem relieved.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrecked. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't...
All right. In that case, let's all head back to Aru Village. Paimon thinks you'll...
Опять снова.
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kave or Madame Farzan? Huh? Where's Madame Farzan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time, so we'd like to draw...
You get caught up in some things so easily, like drawing law.
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fare.
I got it! Did you see that? I won!
Congratulations.
Looks like Kave's luck's taking a turn.
Finally! After all this time!
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert. This round's points are...
And with that, our second round is done. As for the current standings, Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The rest in descending order are Tainari, Faruzan, Kave. The next round will be the final one. Please rest up before then. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games, so feel free to drop by if you're interested.
Так, ну играть мы потом будем. Сначала все-таки сюжет пройдем. Че, он не полностью? Нет, еще не полностью. Сам ивент будем потом играть. Сначала сюжет.
mind this entire time.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's Academia extravaganza? When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, they were disguised, but no disguise can mask the stench of blood. Just from their suspicious looks, I bet they do dirt.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their targets seem...
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the opening ceremony? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the diadem of knowledge, but...
Sounds like a rich person, all right. It makes sense. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year. Just one job like this nets them.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing? The Matra or the...
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Why don't we head over to... Thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence.
Yeah, don't sweat it. The Eremites' reputation is gonna get even worse if these But this is Sumeru City. Candace and I don't have as much freedom to act here, so we're leaving this in...
Should you require our aid, come...
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause... wait, thinking like this isn't good...
Это где? Внизу или вверху? Ладно. Сделаю так, проще будет. Ну чё, текстуры пропадут, нет? Нет, да ладно. Проблема.
Hey, isn't that the Matra we investigated Siraj with? Arav, wasn't it? Let's go...
Hello, both. It's been a while. Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. Though the growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now...
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work, and hardly... Our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will be... Assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the Eremites in question must have heard about that as well.
So, they shouldn't know where Sachin is either.
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still on vacation, so don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's story, why don't you try tracking... The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could task all the Matra in the whole court...
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but...
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crimes or broken academic... I've heard that Alhaitham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe...
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the
Alhaitham? Why, what?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't... He's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where he'll be going.
Huh. Yeah, actually, that sounds about right.
Let me think. To be honest, to him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he...
Ooh, maybe Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here. Let's try knocking. No answer? Maybe no one's home. Hello? Oh, hey, Thumb? Are you in?
Oh, it's you two?
Oh, Kaveh, you're home!
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
Ну, эта загрузка долгая будет.
You're a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking...
You're pretty conscientious about... So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for him?
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him?
Fair enough. So do you know where he is at the...
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house. I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise. But him, being him... You wouldn't believe... You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean? And he didn't stop there. I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the...
Yeah, that does sound like some...
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to infuriate me every... Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually... See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life...
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition isn't even over yet.
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early to get ahead of... I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it and move my... I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. But...
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have...
Oh, we didn't say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also turned Farozan down when
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty other... Well, when you put it like that... Yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess...
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting. Not to mention that by helping...
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. What was it? Sachin? Huh. He did... I remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling as he went. This is the one. Here.
You sure he'd be okay with it?
With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to my beer whenever he pleases. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point. He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them. It's fine, I promise.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, a lot of information. So, to sum up, Sachin put the Academia in charge of managing his estate and went off to do... He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate as well. Oh, that must be worth heaps of...
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. Heck, if I got chosen, I'd be able to pay off... I could build another Palace of Alcazar's Array. Except this time, I'd make it 10 times. Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The bridge renovation. To do it properly would...
Hey, snap out of it! You can...
You're right. First, I need to focus on winning and moving out of...
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose slip. Did Alhaitham write this? It looks like he was jotting ideas down as he was thinking things. Sachin, dead or alive, unknown. And that some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this
Let me see. Huh. I recognize... Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. There's another smaller line of text underneath.
Wow! It's so cool that you can actually read this script!
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization. I had...
Oh, interesting. So...
Who knows? The way his mind works is one of...
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here. Yeah, he better catch those crooks, but...
Так, 3 глава теперь сейчас будет. Так. Куда нам? Слева, торжество. И... Здесь сколько? Ну, по-моему, да? Где? А, больше не могу зашибись.
Into the city! Maybe they were the ones plotting to kidnap Sachin. Let's go to the Academia and check with Araf!
Так, я, значит, проще так сделаю. Угу. А вот и текстура.
Ah, you're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently the guys we caught are just the tip of the iceberg. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up.
Sure, let's go get to the bottom of a...
3 глава. Так, куда идем?
Araf, are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit?
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who? Who did...
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done...
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance, by rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to... Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere? What? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius. No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. He's probably... I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of. Diadem of Knowledge? You mean that thing he donated to the academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He's... Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice. Also, before donating it to the academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom, and something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did...
What do you mean, something wrong with you?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for when he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written... Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin.
Так, у меня появились дела, так что я сейчас поболтаю и... Ну, короче, несколько часов, в принципе, продолжу записывать.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping back.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah, Al-Haytham's notes do mention...
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an...
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue.
Так, ну я немножко буду сейчас, ну, отойду. Так, я вернулся, так что продолжаем проходить сюжет ивента.
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the Diadem of Knowledge and...
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The Diadem of Knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now? This is pretty serious. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Deima Forest. In the 3rd round, contestants have to go into Mount Deima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this, considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. You might not make it in time. I'll mark the diadem's location for you. Please head there immediately.
All right, let's go. That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Ugh.
Ой, ё. Давай не лагай, блин. Погружайся быстрее.
Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already take it?
Финиш. Блять, заебал черный экран.
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray. Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
It's Kaveh's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner!
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me.
What just happened to me?
Something's wrong.
Вот можно без черного экрана?
At long last, someone to inherit my estate. Come, Kaveh. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind. Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. You have all performed outstandingly in this Interdashon Championship. The Academia has many, but if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in...
Me?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? A conflict over water sources, robbing of merchant caravans, exploitation of the people, relentless. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to...
So, did you find...
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the... But in the end, I found that the answer is... It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party. For the sins of... The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such... After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an over... But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness.
As I thought. The contract you signed with the Academia was... But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome...
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after
You are highly intelligent. Yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also... Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its hit. And this, Kaveh, my dear child.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey.
Пятью заколебался черными крылами, блять.
Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at...
Huh?
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them. Thank you.
Kaveh.
Are you all right? Any
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the... As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of it. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left. Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I...
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on... The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research, but what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless... Sachin's words can only cause pain. But we're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. It's the least I can do. And...
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant...
What? Please. I don't... Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare...
Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. And that brings this... Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their... However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision...
Sachin's estate is getting
so much more.
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh?
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for... Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh...
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but this one would...
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy.
I suppose... Oh, wait. Sino said he wanted...
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you should be able to...
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give it to...
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal!
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
Ебало, тащили, блядь. Тащились. Блядь, пиздец. Ну, блядь, дай проверить-то его. Ничего не говорит. Пиздец, за волос.
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue.
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I...
But it's a limited edition.
What else would I do with it? I have no use for it.
But it's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card.
All right. In that case, but now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from... How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
Huh? How much?
1 million more?
If you feel that's too low,
1 million more for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you?
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be general, but really it's fine. I'd feel bad taking more from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
I don't want...
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny. Kaveh, come with me in a few moments.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this month. Maybe I'll even have...
Well, this is what they call all's well that Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go...
А это скоро... Блять, как его там называют? Скоромипова. Числом-то типа... Как мы вот увидим, как всегда, скрытая жопа, блять. Как мы его-то встретим? Или они все в одном месте? Да, угадай, текстур не будет, что, да? Ну-ка. О, да. Текстура нету, да и безах. Не понял. Разгрузись, давай, блядь. Алло. Всё. Или мне сюда, или нет, я не пойму. Ниже, что ли? Да иди-то, блин. Весь ниже, да? Окей. Ох, ебать.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by...
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame Farazan.
Farazan! Nilu! Even Dia and
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through. Madame Farazan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes...
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind, let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot...
Don't worry, this style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is...
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a classic. And used to be, if you don't mind. How about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up.
Sure.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are in...
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
Who are you?
We're new in the academia.
We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition.
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of research?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any...
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan. And I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange.
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you in...
I don't quite understand what happened there, but...
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come?
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before the... Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla, but she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her.
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for... Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that.
Ну, кстати.
Welcome. Get your spices here.
Everyone hold hands.
I think I might need some more practice if I wanted to embroider my own complex designs. Although, I'm no beginner with a needle and...
The classics are the best. Period. Hey!
These clothes all seem a bit too flimsy. Is there anything sturdier?
Mia and Candace are both pretty tall. That means they have a lot of options when it comes to clothes.
А кому? Не наверх, да, это? Или нет? Куда? Куда? Давай сюда, блядь. Так.
I'm sorry, everyone. I could have...
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us had the guts to enter the...
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first 2 rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3.
Aw, I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino, that getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius, and...
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest...
Looks like things are going well for Layla. We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition. I see everything.
Everyone hold hands.
Come on, yes.
I see everything. What a relief.
А, ни хрена себе. Ясно.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated... Oh, Traveler! Paimon! Over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food, here we come!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy.
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. Huh. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal, he disappears without a That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? Well, whatever. He can do...
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberate...
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead...
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form, and cause people to suffer,
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his... I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should...
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few...
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us.
He's here? Where? Why did...
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
Блять.
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally sent...
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating.
All right, enough about Alhaitham. Tighnari, did you achieve what you want?
I did. In the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people. They told their friend... Oh, are you free next month? You should come along. Maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything immortal.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture. Or ask everyone not to
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure. Has everyone had enough to eat?
I'm full. But Paimon's super full, too.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important, too.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places.
There are other good places around here, too? Whoa, don't forget to invite us if you go.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Yeah.
I wonder when Kaveh will be able to pay off his debts. I wish him the best of luck.
I see everything.
With this limited edition card in my deck, I have reached peak connection with my cards. This is my most worthwhile purchase in quite some time.
This was some pretty successful ordering today. Not a dish wasted. Oh, I almost forgot. I should order a couple of extra things to take back.
It's been so nice not having to study these last few days. I hope I don't fall behind. Wait. Uh-oh. I've completely forgotten where I was up to. Well, it looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with but it might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right? Holy smokes, you're right! He said he spent all the time researching in the desert, didn't he? So it's fair. All right then, let's head off to our...
О. Все прогрузилось. Иди ты нафиг, блин. Все равно черный экран в жопе.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey, them. What are you doing here? And what are you reading?
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came...
Wait! So, are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle.
Как всегда вовремя, блять.
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no... If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone... And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew...
So, people are bad? And things could...
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps, by their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrifice. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way... Alright then, I got what I came for.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you...
Get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Ну,
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our question.
Кто же? Ну, даже не знаю. Я думал только... Думал только вот, блядь, придет.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and that guy. Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised? Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you... Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that.
Подожди. Не понял.
These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but so instead, I had Hat Guy here help me.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had...
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need...
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar... Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar... Still others look deeper inside, and determine that these conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none... Paimon kinda gets it. The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand within the confines of our limited knowledge. Some may blindly believe in the... In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminate. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories...
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to... I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough?
Oh boy, here we go again. You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate, and learn... I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Miss...
Блять, да. Так, подожди. Там что же вроде еще было. Вот. И что это? Не знаю, сюжет это или нет, но давайте, наверное, все-таки закончим это. Сами главы-то закончились. Скорее всего, есть и конец, потому что я так понимаю, это есть там. Но я все-таки закончу. Так что увидимся на самом, скорее всего, ивенте. Именно мини-игры. Ну, давай грузись опять на вот этих. Так что увидимся. Пока-пока.